Mother's Day is upon us, and with that, we all take pause and reflect on what mothers and motherhood means and give thanks to our moms. Moms can wear all sorts of hats for their kids: caregiver, on call nurse, nurturer, first educator, lifestyle coach, cook, tutor, and taxi driver. But are moms managing it all? Should we be managing it all? I hear from many moms who are simply burnt out. Not enough sleep, working late hours in the home and professionally, not eating the right foods, not enough self-care, trying to be everything to everyone all the time. Later in the program, we'll be joined by Dr. Jennifer Lococo, a naturopathic doctor who will share her tips on women's health. But now I'm delighted to welcome back Lisa Canning. Lisa is a Canadian mother of 9. She is a parenting lifestyle coach and gifted interior designer who has appeared on multiple news outlets in Canada and the USA and even hosted her own show on HGTV. She's the author of the book, The Possibility Mom. Welcome back, Lisa. I'm happy to have you on today.
Oh, it's such a pleasure to be back. It's always lovely to spend time with you.
Well, you're so joyful, and with Mother's Day around the corner, I think we need to talk about some of the joy, but we have to remember that we're sort of on the other side of COVID now, and I think it was very challenging for a lot of moms. How do you feel moms are doing right now?
I think the same challenges that existed in COVID still exist. They're just presenting a little bit different. People can distract themselves with more things now, but they still remain. And what I observe is moms feeling personally fulfilled. I coach a lot of moms who stay at home and feel really burnt out. And they kind of feel like, I just need a break, or I just need a bubble bath, or if I could just get a few minutes to myself. And these are all important things. Go take the bubble bath, go have some time alone. Absolutely important things. But I think those are just band-aids to an underlying deeper problem. And that is a woman feeling personally fulfilled. There are parts of motherhood that I think you and I would 100% agree with are very fulfilling. But there are lots of parts that can drain us and not be necessarily inclined with our natural temperament and our natural strengths. And this is where I believe moms have to get almost like a detective on themselves and understand how they uniquely find fulfillment in motherhood, which might look very different from their neighbor, from their mom, from their best friend.
Now, some moms will say, but we're like running on a hamster wheel. We're drinking from a fire hose. We don't even have that time to self-reflect. But I think you're going to say, well, that is a very important conversation to have. Why is that so important?
It's a somewhat pithy statement, but this statement of we can't give from an empty cup, when we are constantly running on empty. And I'm talking about an emptiness that's not just sleep. There are activities that I can do where I feel so fired up. I know you're the exact same way. When I speak, when I coach, I could truly run a marathon after. And there are other activities similarly, some things that are very detail oriented or don't involve people that for me drain me and make me exhausted. The key for mothers is that you find those things that light you up. Some of them will take place in the home. Some of them will take place with your children. But there are also activities that perhaps will take you away from the home, that will be independent, that will give you this energy that to me is very different than taking a nap and eating correctly, although those things are very important. But it's this internal energy, this internal joy. When people ask me, where does your joy come from? It comes from a lot of places, but I certainly know the activities that get me excited about life. And I try to make sure that those things are included in my day-to-day activities. Because what happens when we're operating in this excitement or this passion, this space of, gosh, I have so much energy, it's exuding out of me. It's a blessing to our families. Honestly, just think about it.
Yes.
Do we want a grumpy mom who feels like every day is drudgery? Or do we want a happy mom who can find joy, satisfaction, fulfillment that overflows to her family? Which one do we really want? And I would say we want the latter, right? And that requires intentional design and knowing ourselves and those things that do fire us up.
And, you mentioned knowing yourself, and I think that's important just as we get ready to cut to commercial, that Mothers are very different, and everybody's passions and talents and gifts and their joys and sorrows are going to be different for every family. So you have to do what kind of works for you.